2.0 tool called Quizlet. Quizlet is an online studying website. You go to Quizlet.com and it's free to create an account. So I'm going to log in, and you can log in with Google, Facebook, or you can create a free account with a username and password. So I'm going to log in with Facebook. And here is the main homepage that it takes you to. So you can see your latest activity, your study sets. You can go to settings. You have your classes, so you can create a class if you're a teacher and add students to that so that they can use the different study stacks you create. And then there's also folders. So if you have a unit on state capitals, you can put all the information of state capitals in that folder so students can study. This is also telling you, since I'm new to Quizlet, it shows me the features. So there's Quizlet on the go, which you can download the Quizlet app and you can study anywhere. Record your voice to study stack, so if you have younger students who can't yet read, recording your voice is a great option. They can listen. Then you could create an image set, so you can put pictures to the flashcards, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then the Help Center has more tutorials and facts. So this is my recent activity, but what I'm going to first show you is how to create a study stack. So I'm going to do vegetables. And you can choose any language you want. So if you're a Spanish teacher, it's great to use that. I'm just going to choose English. And I'm going to choose, let's do squash. And then you would look and you would see if you can find a picture. And there's squash. Now let's do green beans. You just go through and you can add images to them. You can add an image. You can add a voice recording, and you can do auto-define. So if you want to do here, there's different definitions that other people in Quizlet have used. I'm just going to do one more and we'll do peas. So you would add an image for that, and there's peas. And then you create your study stack, and then you can begin studying with that. And on here you can share it on Facebook, Twitter. You can add to your class so that students will get a notification and they will know to go study that set. And then you can add it to a folder for a particular unit. So I'm going to add this to a class, and so that they can begin to study it. When you add this to the class, they'll get an email again. So to start this, you're going to start with I'm going to show you the 6 basic features. So there's the flashcard feature, which is just like flashcards. You can see the picture, then you click the flip, and it'll show you the word. Now again, if you need audio on, you can either click on the word, and it'll tell you the word, or you can turn it on so that automatically when you go here and you're like, oh, what's that? It tells you right there. You can also change the order of the flashcard. So if you would rather see the word first, you can do that and then click to see the picture. If this is your first time studying the stack, you might want the feature that shows you both sides at once so that you can see the word and the definition all at once. Now the next feature is learn, and learning, you type it in. This is sort of like a test kind of thing, but you type it in and you would be like, okay, that's squash. Those are, let's say I didn't know what this was, so I clicked don't know, and then it will give you the correct answer, and you type in peas, so then you know it for the next time. Now let's say I didn't know what this was and I just said it was beans instead of green beans. It would tell me, it would tell me that I'm wrong, and then it would be like, the correct answer is actually green beans, so then I would know that for the next time. And it gives you your overall score. So if you got all of those wrong, then you would come back in and you would try again. So this is peas, I knew that from last time. This is squash, and this is green beans. And then it'll show you your progress that you got them all right this time. The next tool is Speller, and this is you type what you hear. So I'll go through one with it. It said green beans, you would type in green beans. Squash, and then you would do squash. The next feature is the test feature, and this has different questions. So you can do written questions matching multiple choice true and false. So this just generated a basic test for me. You would type in squash. I guess I'll go through and do this. Squash. These are green beans, and this is true, that's green beans, right? Then you would check your answers, and you would see, oh, those are not green beans, that's peas. This is green beans. This is false, so I got that one wrong, and I would go back and be like, oh, that's what green beans are. And you can create new tests that you can study through that. You can also print that if you would rather have that for your students to use on paper. These next two tools are games. So in Scatter, you make everything disappear, you drag them. So I'm going to do this really quick. So this is pea, so you drag it to there. Now let's say I thought that was squash. It doesn't go to that, so then I know it's not right. Now I would drag these to the right one. Now it gives you a score and you try to beat your record. So if I came back in here and played it again, then I would want to get a higher score. The next score is race, and you destroy the scrolling words by typing in their corresponding term and pressing enter. So you don't want them to go past the screen over here. So let's start playing. So if this is green beans, I would type that in, and I got that one right. Now let's say I didn't know what this was, and I typed in that. It's wrong, and I lose 10 points. But I keep going, and I get it right, and then I get this one right, and that's how that game works, and you keep going. So the next part I'm going to show you, so those are all the basic features. I'm also going to show you a little bit about the classes. So in the class, I have a test class, and here you can add as many sets as you want for your students to study. You can add members. I have 3 members right now, and I'm just going to show you this student, Brady. So B. McGlim, he hasn't created any sets, but I can see that he studied the colors terms. So I click on here to see his progress, and I would see that he sometimes missed blue, rarely missed those colors, and he never missed green. So I would know which ones he needed to study. I could also look at his scores on games. I can see which students have completed what in the class, so I can see that Lucy completed the learn section. And then I would see how everyone is kind of matching up and what we need to work on. And then the final feature of Quizlet is that since everything is public, you can search for anything that you want. So if you wanted Spanish month, you could type in Spanish month, and then you can see that somebody has already created a study stack. And you can use that for your own class. You can add that to your class if you want your students to work on that. And again, they'll get an email notification to work on that. So those are all the basic features of Quizlet. It's a great tool to use in the classroom. It's free, and it's a really effective way for students to study. So thank you very much for your time.